Well, welcome to day one of Energy Simulation's annual technical summit. I'm Andrew Seto, Vice President of Technology for Energy Simulation, and will be the moderator of the event. Over the next 2 half days of technical presentations that showcase our efforts in creating a more sustainable energy future for society. Before we begin, I would like to recognize the 2 other organizers of the summit for their tremendous efforts in making this happen. Ricardo Garza, our Vice President of Operations, is the host, and Annetta Monica, our Administrative Assistant, the co-host of the event. They'll be at the mission control today, working behind the scene to ensure a smooth operation. To our attendees, please note that you are set to listen or viewed mode only. If you move your cursor near the bottom of your Zoom screen, a menu bar should appear where you could click and do one of the following from left to right. Audio setting, to change audio input and adjust volume. I will skip the chat icon as it is not functional for the general audience. Raise hand to alert the host in case of connection or other issues. Q&A is to post questions to the speakers at any time during the session. This is also the place for attendees to post any comments. Live transcript is to view a live transcript or closed caption in English. If you wish, you may leave by clicking the leave red button here. Please also note that the sessions will be recorded and posted on our YouTube channel after the summit. So when posting questions, please state your name, if not shown as your actual name already, and your affiliation, so that we could follow up if needed. Each presentation will be about 20 minutes long, plus 10 minutes for questions and answers afterwards. I'll look for relevant questions in the Q&A section and post the questions to the speakers on the audience behalf. At the end of the day of presentations, we'll have an extra 30 minutes live Q&A session for anyone interested in having further discussions with the speakers. You may stay online, enter your question, and then click the raise hand icon to allow our host to identify you. Once I acknowledge your question, we'll unmute your microphone for you to post the question yourself. Of course, other attendees are welcome to stay without having to post questions. If there are still unanswered questions because of time limitation, we would forward them to the speakers to address individually by email after the summit. For a link to view the summit agenda, you may open your smartphone's built-in camera or decoder application, then point the camera at our QR code, shown here as an example. A banner will then appear on your phone screen. Tap it to open our agenda. This QR code will appear again during intermissions, when you would have ample time to scan it. I would like to recognize and acknowledge the 600 registrants from 44 countries worldwide who are interested in attending or viewing the video recordings afterwards. This is quite a coverage around the globe. We're pleased to have 19 of our member companies represented at this technical summit and our annual general meeting. The majority of them are also sponsors of energy simulation research chair programs, providing funding, advisory, and other in-kind support. We sincerely thank them for their continued commitment to the energy simulation family. As for other participating companies, there are 97 registered for the event. They represent operating companies, service providers, national labs, investment and consulting firms in oil and gas, geothermal, carbon capture and storage, as well as other energy-related areas. In addition to industry participants, we also have a strong presence of professors, students, scientists from 70 universities and research organizations. We hope that the summit offers a platform for technology transfer and collaboration among the participants. Thank you all for your support and attendance. Just a reminder, Energy Simulation's annual general meeting will be conducted by our chairman of the board, Mr. Bob King, in about 2 hours' time, when the board of directors will be elected for the next one-year term. Our president, Duke Anderson, will provide a corporate overview of Energy Simulation. You are more than welcome to attend the general meeting with us. As the world is going through an energy transition towards a net zero carbon emission environment, many alternative energy resources beyond fossil fuels are being developed, notably in solar, wind, hydroelectric, nuclear, biomass, and geothermal. Playing to our strength in subsurface reservoir modeling, Energy Simulation has also expanded our strategic research areas to include geothermal and CCUS, carbon capture, utilization, and storage. In geothermal energy modeling, the understanding of geosystem, formation responses to hydraulic fracturing and other stimulation techniques in the case of enhanced geothermal system, as well as fluid and heat flow, is essential. The environmental, social, and governance, called ESG, short, issues related to all energy resource exploration and development should also be considered. According to the BP Energy Outlook 2020 report, the average carbon prices are forecast to increase rapidly over the next 30 years, as shown on the chart to the left. Research and development in the carbon capture, utilization, and storage space are therefore expected to ramp up accordingly. On the chart shown on the right-hand side, oil and gas would still be supplying 20 to 35% of total global energy by 2050. In the net zero or rapid cases, which are the green and red parts of the middle two columns. As enhanced oil recovery projects are mostly developed for mature fields, the incremental carbon footprints are small. Research and development to optimize EOR is therefore a sensible way to provide a solid base of energy supply during this energy transition period. This is where CO2 EOR would fit in the CCUS equation, in carbon utilization and subsequent storage. In addition to CO2, hydrogen storage for clean energy supply is also important for future consumption. At this summit, we're pleased that the presentations would touch on the topics of cleaner and safer approaches to hydrocarbon resource development, as well as geothermal energy, CCUS, and hydrogen storage modeling. Here's the agenda for the first half of our technical summit. Over the next 4 hours, we'll have 6 technical presentations with a 15-minute break and our annual general meeting in between. Dr. Arne Skogøy from the University of Bergen will start off with a presentation on chemical hybrid EOR. Dr. Eric Mackay from the Heriot-Watt University will discuss his research on modeling of CCS and hydrogen storage. Also from Heriot-Watt University, Dr. Sebastian Geiger will present his rapid reservoir modeling method. Following the intermission, Energy Simulation Chairman of the Board of Directors will conduct our annual general meeting for about 30 minutes in duration. And after the AGM, Dr. Dennis Scioscia from the State University of Campinas will describe his digital concepts for reservoir management. From the Federal University of Pernambuco, Dr. Leonardo Guimarães will present his modeling of fracture propagation. We're also pleased to have Dr. Reza Malakuti, reservoir simulation engineer for Computer Modeling Group, to share his geothermal reservoir simulation experience with us. So, here's our agenda for day 1 of the summit again. Since we have a few minutes before our first presentation, we will take a short break before inviting Dr. Arne Skoge from the University of Bergen to share his presentation.